Hi everyone, I am Ericka Champion Wise, and I'm going to be very honest with you that this is an uncomfortable video to make. I'm gonna be honest, okay? This is an uncomfortable video to make, but I am just prompted and pushed, and the Lord's beating me over the head to make this one this morning. So we're gonna do this. It is 10:45 a.m. my time on a Monday, and I've just gotten out of the shower. Still wet. I put clothes on. I put jewelry on because jewelry makes me happy. This is depression. I might cry. This is depression. And I am being pulled to make this video right now because someone needs to see it. You need to know you're not alone. You need to know that there are top consultants. I'm a top consultant. I'm in the top 0.01% of my company. But there are people who are where you want to be, who fight the same mental illness that you fight. There's such a stigma around it. There's so much fear around it. For me, there's so much anger around it. I'm angry. I shouldn't be depressed. I have nothing to be depressed about. All the usual. Yeah, I get angry at myself. I get angry at the depression itself because it keeps me from doing everything I want to do. Yeah. But you need to know today, you aren't the only one. You are not. You are absolutely not the only one. You are not alone. And you can achieve everything you want and more. Depression or no depression. Anxiety or no anxiety. I didn't really make notes for this. I'm just going to let it come out. But one thing I do have to say, I am not a medical professional. Did not go to medical school, did not have any desire to go to medical school. That's just outside of anything no. So I'm not here to diagnose you. I am not here to tell you that you have or don't have. I'm here to tell you that you're not alone. Because our depression and anxiety makes us feel like we're the only one. Makes us feel like no one understands. No one's ever been there. No one has ever gone through this. And it's all those lies running through our heads that make it so much worse. And so June is Mental Health Awareness Month. This is a very important conversation that we need to have as business owners and as women business owners. This is very important. So I think the first thing that I need to tell you is that medication is not evil. It's not. It's not evil. Talk to your healthcare professional. That is their job. And if they don't believe you, find another one. And if they don't believe you, find another one. Until you find someone with whom you can share your heart and your reality, and they believe you and they're on your side. Your healthcare provider needs to be one of your biggest advocates. But it all starts with you and your willingness to have that conversation. Have that conversation. If they prescribe you something, take it and say thank you, that there is something available for me to help the chemical imbalance within me. And take it faithfully. If it doesn't quite work for you, if it's not quite the right dosage or whatnot, oh my Lord, there's so many medications available out there. Try until you find the one that works for you. I'm not going to tell you what I take because I don't want to influence you in that way. I don't want to have that level of influence over you. I want you to have a conversation with your doctor and let them help you find the one that is right for you. I will tell you that I went through several different types, several different dosages until I found the one that worked for me. Another thing that worked for me is learning my body, listening to my body, letting it tell me, girl, we tired, go take a nap. or seeing some of my cues and some of my triggers. One of my biggest cues that I'm spiraling down is when my life is a mess. When there are piles that aren't put away, because I'm a very, very organized, very clean person. Cue number one. So learn your body, learn the cycles of your body. As women, we have a definite 28, 31 day cycle. Learn that cycle, track that cycle. There's apps that are free for that, and see where your ups and your downs and your highs and your lows are. And you can make adjustments for that. If you work at home like I do, I plan around those highs and lows. When I'm having highs, when I know it's going to be a high time and I'm really good and I'm really up, I do the hard things then. When I'm having lows, I don't do the hard things because they're not going to be good, and I'm going to feel frustrated and terrible and all the bad emotions. I'm going to feel all of that. And so I know those highs and those lows because I've tracked those cycles. It's very much worth tracking that cycle for several months, and kind of you'll get a picture. You'll see where things are, both with your menstrual cycle and your emotional cycle. They go hand in hand a lot of times. And, it's just part of what we have. Supplements are always good. Again, healthcare provider, have a chat. Whether you have a Eastern or Western medicine, I don't care. Supplements are always good. Supplements are always good. I have several that I use. And again, I'm not going to tell you what they are because I don't want to give you information that won't work for you. And it's done out of love. It's just done out of love, okay? And eating well. I know it's hard because right now I want French fries from McDonald's. That's what I want. I'm gonna be honest. I told you I'd be very, very raw in this one. I want McDonald's French fries like it's, but I know logically that's not gonna make me feel good. And so I knew this was coming and I could feel it coming. And so I did myself a favor and I have prepared healthy foods that I can just grab. Pre-cut vegetables, I have apples, I have cheese sticks, I have pretzels, I have healthier versus the McDonald's fries that I really want. I have pre-cooked chicken. I pre-cooked it, froze it, and I can just unthaw and pop in the microwave. Like I have prepared those things for myself. This is again knowing my cycles and knowing what my body goes through and all of that. Um, Helping my future self by preparing ahead of time. It takes knowledge. It takes a knowledge base to do that. And so let's talk about business. I know this has been a long one and I hope you're still here, but let's talk about business and depression. I run a high level business. I run a very productive business and still battle. You can too. Some things that I do to help myself is, again, knowing my cycles, knowing my body, knowing to listen to my body, knowing that when I have just the most ridiculous thoughts, because this is where I've been the past few days, just ridiculous thoughts about how my life is terrible and how no one loves me and I'm never going to make any money and I'm never going to rent that rank and I'm never going to hit, when those just won't stop, because they come every so often, but I can usually be like, shut up and get out of here. I can usually do that. But when it's just constant turmoil in here, I know I'm coming through it. And I know I'm coming to it. And so at that point, I've recognized the symptomology and I know I got to get ready because it's coming. And so I get myself ready and I prepare those foods ahead of time and I prepare and I do some of the work that I know I'm not going to get done. Again, I know myself. And I've had the time, I've taken the time to understand all of that. And so when I go into a cycle, a depression cycle, because mine, I have highs and lows, and yours may be very different, but when I go into that cycle, I spend more time on me. My showers are longer and hotter because the hot water just feels so good. I come out like tomato red, okay? I spend more time in the shower, just letting it wash over me, I visualize a lot of just the depression just washing out of me and down the drain, and it helps some. I let myself sleep. I turn off the alarm and I recognize that through this, my body does need sleep. But I also temper that sleep with movement. I don't always go to the gym. I haven't been in a few days, but I have some dogs who love walks. And when I can't go to the gym for me, when I can't convince me to go to the gym because I love it and I need it, I can pour into something or someone else. And so I can pour love into my dogs who love to go to walks. And so I psych myself up. Oh, Crystal loves the walk. She gets so excited. She's so good on the leash. We can totally take her for a walk. And that gets me moving. So I may not go to the gym, but I walk the dog for a mile or so. It's still movement and it's still outdoors. I spend a considerable amount of time outside. Um, Sun rejuvenates me. Our bodies need vitamin D. I could be a sun worshiper. I spend a considerable amount of time outdoors and let my body rejuvenate and recuperate that way. I also cut myself some slack. I know I'm not going to get it all done. And I know it's not going to be perfect when it is done. And so I cut myself some slack. I forgive myself. Because when I'm in a depression cycle, I can't get mad at anyone but me. And I get really mad at me. And I've had to learn to forgive me and stop being so mad at me because it is an illness that I'm managing, right? And so I cut myself that slack. But I also communicate. My team is made aware. Not in a pity party kind of way, but in a, if I bite your head off, this is why kind of way, because I get mean. I know I do, but I get mean as a defense mechanism because I'm suffering. I also let them know I will be taking time off. I will not be available. Do not contact me. And in that time, I take care of me. Because I'm very good at using the excuse of, oh, I've got other people to take care of. So I don't take care of me. And so if I am honest and I communicate that I am in a cycle, in a depression cycle, in the down cycle, and I need this time and I will be taking this time and do not contact me, you're not going to die. You're good. It's just, you're good. And it forces me, because they've learned to respect that boundary, it forces me to turn my attention on me and work on me. And so if you have a team, communication is essential, because you are going to become resentful when you are in a struggle, when you are in a downward spiral, and people just won't leave you alone. You've been there. I know you have. We all have. But when people just won't leave you alone and you just want to be left alone, but they won't leave you alone. And so it just makes you resentful because you're struggling and they don't care about you. You didn't communicate. How would they know? They're so accustomed to you being there and being available and being helpful for them. They're going to continue that until you say, I can't, because I'll be back in a few days when I have healed. You must communicate that to them. And then you should also communicate to your customers. They've come to expect a certain level of you. I know mine expect a very happy, upbeat, excited level of Ericka. And I love that. And that's who I truly am. But when depression comes, it's not so. And so I communicate with them. And I also have to communicate with them for the same reasons that I have to communicate with my team, because they come to expect a certain level of assistance. They come to expect a certain quality of responses to me and from me to them. And they don't get that. In fact, I get resentful of them because I just want to be left alone sometimes. And if they don't know, they don't know. And I can't hold that against them. But, you don't always think straight, right? So that communication kills resentment and kills assumptions. And then the last thing is to do the work that I love. This I love. This I love. We're going to have like a 20-minute video here and I don't care. But this is the work that I love, even though it was uncomfortable to start with because I look like this. This I love. This is the work that I love. And I will do some writing later because that is the work that I love. And a few other things that I love. The filing, I don't love. Shipping packages, I don't love. Talking to irate customers and consultants, I really don't love. And so I just don't do it. Now, I don't do it for an extended period of time, but if I need 2 to 3 days to come out of a cycle, I need 2 to 3 days to come out of a cycle, and I take it with no apologies. Again, I've communicated, and I don't apologize when I communicate with my people. I don't apologize. I am what I am. I am living through what I'm living through, and here we are, and onward we go. You don't need to apologize. And so take that out of your vocabulary. I'm so sorry I'm having a downward depression cycle right now, and no. Friends, here's what it is, black and white. I'll be back when I be back. Love ya. That's all you gotta say. And so do the work that lights you up. Do the work that makes you feel better. Do the work that unburdens your soul. And if that doesn't include housework, that doesn't include housework. If you have a spouse, you have a partner in life, they can step up. Again, communication is your best friend. You have to communicate with them because they don't know what they don't know. My husband and I both have depression and anxiety, but the way it shows up for us could not be more opposite. Could not be more opposite. And the way we handle it could not be more opposite. So he does not recognize my symptoms. And I can't expect him to. But I am the adult. I am an adult. And I can recognize what's coming. I can see it and say, this is coming. Next few days, when this truly goes all out, I'm going to be useless because I need to take care of me. You got this. And when I communicate that with him, he does got this. But it's that level of communication. And I know that some of these things that I'm telling you will take time to grow into. Give yourself the time to grow into them. You're okay. You are okay. Maybe no one's ever told you these things before, but you absolutely can have a high-level business, have a very productive, money-making business, and have depression. You're not weird. You're not wrong. You're not terrible. You are human with a mental illness. That's just who you are. And the sooner you accept that and stop fighting it, the sooner you accept that this is a part of you and you have amazing tools to combat this, to go to battle with this, to help you through this, and you are surrounded by people who love you completely as you are. You might feel worthless because of depression, but the people around you don't agree with you. I promise you. So I know this was super long. I hope you watched all of it. And I really hope you got something out of it. But just remember, I'm not a medical professional. I'm just a regular person, just like you, fighting a mental illness that is just a part of my life. And so if you want advice, medical-wise, go to the doctor. That's out of my purview. But if you want advice for, what tasks can I do during my cycles here, or what other things do you do to prep yourself to go through the downward cycle, we can talk about that. I'm glad to tell you what I know and tell you what works for me. You take it, you tweak it, you make it yours. So I wish you all the best. You are deeply loved. Do not let anxiety and depression push you into doing something permanent in a temporary situation. You are loved. You are absolutely